With over 30 years' experience in broadcast journalism and entertainment, David Buakei Vandy is currently an international multimedia journalist with the Voice of America in Washington, D.C. since 2006 to date. He's the host and producer of the Voice of America's musical program, African Beat. David Vandy hails from the shores of Sierra Leone in West Africa. Educated at the Farbe College, University of Sierra Leone, he's a professional stage and film actor and director. He presented various programs in both radio and TV in Sierra Leone at the SLBC. Also worked as a commercial manager, producer, anchor with Radio Democracy FM 98.1. He later joined the UNOMSI in Sierra Leone and served in the capacity of programs coordinator, newsreader, and producer for Radio UNOMSI. He was then appointed as general manager of Sky Radio 106.6 FM in Freetown. David Vandy is the founder and director of the first all-Sierra Leonean theater company, Sarah Theater Production LLC in the United States of America, and has written, produced, and directed plays performed at the Kennedy Center for Performing Arts in Washington, D.C. In 2019, David Vandy was ordained a full minister at the Gospel and is the assistant pastor of the Glory of God Sanctuary in Woodbridge, Virginia. Reverend David Vandy is the founder and chairman of the Vandy Christian Network, VCN, an online Christian radio and television. This is Real Talk with Aline TV show. I'm your host, Aline Keister. I'll be right back after this.
So let's watch the Real Talk with Aline TV show by our very own daughter of Sierra Leone, Aline Keister.
Welcome back to Real Talk show with Aline. You don't want to know, I am honored because the person I have here is the popular, the legend, David Vandy. Ladies and gentlemen, help me welcome David Vandy. What's up, David? Pastor David Vandy.
Thank you, Ellen, for having me.
Oh, you look really, really nice.
Thank you.
Now, let me call the money at the country again.
Well, I've been saying I can't Ellen Keister show. But wait till you see that television. If you say I for cafe,
Hey, definitely. I'm honored to be here with you sitting right next to David Vandy. You know, growing up, one be David Vandy, I felt to be a man. I'm just kidding. However, 30 years in the game. Yeah. I mean, what has been keeping you going for 30 years?
Well, it's just the passion.
Okay.
When you love what you do,
right?
You know, you have this fire burning inside you. Mm-hmm. And you know that you're not actually doing it for yourself. Mm-hmm. You're doing it for the people. And so when you keep the people happy, that is one thing that keeps me going, keeping the people happy, putting smiles on their faces.
All right. And you like it? You enjoy it?
No, I love it.
Oh,
I love to make people happy.
With everything that you're doing, at what age did you realize I have this talent? Let me do it.
You know, first of all, let me start with music.
Okay.
I started playing music at a very tender age. You know, my mom used to have a bar in the house, you know.
Okay.
Those days when people come from church and friends would come, my mom used to sell beer and other stuff. And we had this turntable that looks like a briefcase.
Okay.
When you open it, the speakers are up there. So we're using those 45. So I was the DJ. At age 7, 8, 9, you know, I was used to play music for the old men who come to drink. So that was it. Okay. And as I continued growing up, you know, I started developing young people. I had what we call the Kailondo dance drama. I started training young boys and girls into doing our own cultural dancing, worked with the National Dance Troupe. And then I got a call into one of the mainstream theaters in the late 1970s, 78, 79.
Okay.
And after that, you just
blossomed from there. You took off and you never turned back.
Nah.
With all your credentials in Sierra Leone, of course, you know, being a manager for this radio station, doing a lot of different things, moving to America, right? Has it been a blessing or a curse?
I would say it's a blessing.
Okay.
It's a blessing because, you know, after all what I did back home in Sierra Leone and coming into the big world, like the first world. And not all of us are fortunate to be doing something back home that big, and then you come to a country like this where nobody knows who you are,
right.
and all of a sudden you are on the big stage with the big boys.
Okay.
And sometimes people ask you, how did you get to that? How did you get that job? I say, well, my job is different from yours. Some people come and then they change, but it's not their fault. It's maybe they cannot find what they were doing there.
Okay.
But fortunately for me, I got it. And I would say it's a blessing.
Okay, is that how you got here? Was it your talent that brought you here, or was it just normal filing?
No. It was not that.
Okay.
It was not that. You know, after the war, because I was in Sierra Leone for the war from the first bullet to the last bullet.
Okay.
Yeah. I saw everything. I was on radio. All the wars up to the invasion of Freetown, and my voice was the voice on the radio. After that, after the guns fell silent, in 2002, I actually came for a visit. My sister was getting married, so I came for that visit. I was here for like 3 months, and everybody would say, "Oh, why don't you just stay?" I said, "Stay? I did not come to stay. That was not part of my plan." And one thing about me is that I have to plan something to do it.
Right.
I said, that was not part of my plan. I did not come here to stay. By then, I was working for the United Nations mission in Sierra Leone, the UNAMSL. So after 3 months, I decided to go back when I became general manager at Sky Radio. So, but the way I saw things going at that time, it's like we were going back to things that brought the war in the first place.
Oh, okay.
You know, people, the attitude of people were not changing. It's like we did not learn anything from the war. And I looked at it and said, you know what? I don't think I want to go through this again. Let me go and try somewhere else. If it fails, I know that's my home. I can still come back, you know. But that's when I decided to leave.
Okay.
I came back in 2003, and after that, I'm still here.
You mentioned earlier that when you got here, people were just wondering how, you know, you got on the stage with the big boys. Who gave you your first break here?
So, in this game.
Yeah.
First of all, let me take you to when I came. One thing I learned about America, no matter who you were when you were there, don't think that it's the same when you come here.
Oh, yeah.
This is a completely different place. So whether you were general manager or this manager or that manager, when you come here, you're going to start from scratch. My first job was washing cars.
Excuse me?
Yes, Ellen.
Oh, my God.
First job, I actually applied for a sales agent at a Mercedes-Benz company. I took all my credentials and everything, and they looked at it. Oh, Mr. Vandy, this is good, da, 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 da. And then the guy closed the file and gave it back to me. I said, come with me. And he took me to the back where the pre-owned cars were being detailed and washed for service. And he introduced me to another African who was a supervisor. So that was my first job. They said, and I turned around and I looked for real.
Imagine Mr. Vandy, the manager.
And I was in suit, man. Ellen, I was in suit.
Wow.
And they started teaching me how to detail cars. In 2 weeks, Ellen, when I was detailing a car, a black American guy looked at me, David, were you doing this kind of job in your country? Man, you are so good. 2 weeks training. And I looked at him, I said, you don't even know me. If you know me,
Like, you know, you got no first question to answer.
But that was my first job.
Okay.
You know, and it was when it was snowing, they still push you out to go and clean the cars because customers are coming to come and buy. I looked at it after some few months. I said, you know what? Nah. And I went into insurance.
Okay.
I did the course. I got my certificate. I became an insurance agent. But insurance agents in this country, it's just using you. And so one day, I was at home. I left the insurance. I came home. And then I got a call from Josephine Kamara. Josephine, we used to work together at the SLBS, not SLBC.
Yeah.
SLBS.
Okay.
Josephine was at the Voice of America. She was about to leave to go to Nigeria. And then some other lady that was doing a show, an American lady, was leaving too. And they wanted an African to start an African music show. And then Josephine told them, hey, there's this guy, David Vandy, he's here. And they said, give him a call. And then they gave me that call. That's why sometimes people ask me, how did you get into it? I say, I don't know, I just got a call. That was the same thing that happened with the United Nations mission. I just got a call, and then I was in. Here in the United States, I got a call, and I went in, and I said, do you have a demo tape that we can listen to or something? By then, I did a show at United Nations mission. I did an interview with a group from the UK called Funkangelic. Not Funkadelic, Funkangelic.
Funk Angelic. Okay,
yes.
I get it.
It was a funk group from the UK. They came to Sierra Leone. So I did an interview with them. And I took that tape, it was cassette. And I sent it to my sister. I said, I love this show. So I sent it, I said, listen to this, it's good. That was what I went and picked up. And I brought it in and they converted it to a CD. And as soon as they listened, they said, you are the guy we were looking for. So that was how, so it was actually my Josephine Kamara that actually made the call.
Made the call, and you got it.
And I got it. And by then I worked with, when I was at the UN, I worked with Francois Sengeyumva. He was from from Rwanda. And also Shaman Brown, who was a Liberian. So they were also at the VOA at that time. And then they also pumped up the volume. And I went in, they said, can you create a show of with African music and blah, blah, blah. So I created the African Beat. So the African Beat was actually created by me. I gave it the name.
You gave it the name African Beat and everything else. And you're still doing it. How
Since
many
2006.
Years? 2006 to now. And you're going to be doing it for a minute.
Oh, man, I'm still young.
I like that. Yeah, you're still young.
Yeah.
You're an actor, producer, director, and everything else. Having this job at VOA, and then you're acting at the same time. How are you able to balance both?
You see, entertainment is in my system.
Okay.
So, even when I was in Sierra Leone, I was doing radio, and I was a stage actor.
Okay.
And I love the stage, because the stage is real. I see the people before me, and I act for them, and I cry for them, and they cry with me. It's not like film where the camera will have to follow you, and if you make one mistake, say, cut and bring it again. No.
David, I want to cry right now. Cry. You act. No, I'm just kidding. Go ahead. Hey, a good actor would just cry right there.
You want me to cry?
Yes.
And if I cry now, you guess. God. You want to cry?
I want to cry.
Ah. Anyway, don't laugh. So, it's your band there. Listen, I cry.
Hey, spot on. That's an actor right there. But anyways, go back to what you were saying.
All right. So it's just part of me. So,
okay.
I make time. You see, the arts is discipline.
Okay.
Anything you do in the arts, you have to discipline yourself. Your time, how you allocate everything that you do. So if I have to go to the radio, I know this is the time I have to be on radio. And if I have rehearsals at 7 o'clock, I know this is rehearsals time for plays.
Okay.
So I don't blend the two. And fortunately for me, the schedule was not colliding.
Oh.
So I was able to
easier for you.
Yes, it was easy for me. And even when I came here, started doing radio, got back into acting. I keep my radio time. That's my official job.
That's what pays the bills.
Yes, that's what puts food on the table.
Okay.
So I make sure I discipline myself in a way that I will not create any conflict.
All right. I think that's a blessing, getting paid for what you do in America. Don't go anywhere. I'll be right back after this.
So let's watch the Real Talk with Leone TV show by our very own daughter of Sierra Leone, Leone Keister.
Welcome back to Real Talk Show with Elaine. Of course, if you just walked in, I have David Vandy. Yes, the popular, the greatest David Vandy. He's now a pastor. We're going to talk about that part. For now, we're talking about, of course, the radio and the acting. You know, he's still a Voice of America doing African beat. You know, talking to all these big people, of course, when it comes to music and things like that. So, come on, you missed the part where he cried? What you repeat, it shows you he's an actor. Now we're talking about the acting part of it. How many movies do you have on your belt?
I think for now, I have about 10 of them.
Okay.
10. With, I think about 4 of them that has already gone out.
Okay.
What I mean, movies, major movies. But you know,
like international level gone out kind of thing?
Yes, international level. But I actually did my first movie in Sierra Leone.
What movie is that?
I know it's not there. People cannot even see it. But in those, it was when the war was going on. After the 1997 AFRC coup, during that period before 1999, I had to gather because that time all the rebels were in town.
Okay.
Because after the soldiers took over, they called the rebels to say, "Hey, come, there is peace," not knowing that was a sad mistake.
Okay. Ooh.
It was a very sad mistake. So during that period, I had to gather some of my friends. I said, you know what? None of you guys are going to get caught up in this. So I put them together, put them in my house. I was at Pademba Road by then. I said, we're going to work on this movie. And we went up Duazak. And I did a movie called Love and Tradition. That was my first Love and Tradition. The story was written by the late Frederick Bobo James. And he gave me that story and I put it together. And Love and Tradition, when we first showed it at the Roxy Theatre, by then people were doing just plays. You know, so when I did that movie, when the movie was playing, towards the end, I had to go and hide. Wow. I went across to NP building because I didn't know what the response was going to be like. Because for Sierra Leoneans to come out of a movie theater and it's not good, your mama does suffer.
Oh, yes. Oh, yes. Oh, yes.
So I had to go and hide to see what their reaction is going to be before I come out. So Love and Tradition, people came out and they were clapping. And they were asking, what David Vandy did? Now that's when I get mine for Common.
See, don't make kind of life.
But you know, after all that, 1999 came. It was played also on television.
Okay.
So, but those days you don't have, Sierra Leoneans don't fund those stuff.
Okay.
You see, that's why we say every time we are Nigeria. The Nigerians, when they have money, they see you have that kind of talent, they'll put their money in it. Yeah, and look to the next 5 years. They don't say, we're going to put our money in it, and then tomorrow they want to come and ask you, what are the profits we make? No. When they put their money in it, they will give you time to see how that can develop. So if anybody had put their money in that business, I'm not saying we could have been at that level, but
we feel like we could have gotten somewhere.
Because on the stage, we were at par with them. In 77, we beat them at Festac. Yep. Theater, Sierra Leone. We were that good. We were that good.
But then...
Papa Ray, you know Papa Ray? Blood of a Stranger. He's an advisor to the president now. Okay. Raymond de Souza George. Okay, he was my lecturer at the university. Papa Ray... the late Dele Charlie, they took Sierra Leone Theatre to Lift in 1983 in the UK. Oh. Yeah, so that's how good we were. That's how powerful our theatre system was. So that's why I'm not saying we could have surpassed the Nigerians, but...
Well, we could have been toe-to-toe kind of thing. What do you think happened, though, of why we just deteriorated instead of going up?
Well, because of lack of sponsorship, and 2, one thing about my country, Sierra Leone, that I know, as soon as you start something, and people see that, hey, this thing is becoming more popular and everything, and everybody wants to jump in it. People who don't even know about it, everybody wants to jump in it. Nobody wants to learn about it, but they just want to jump into it. Okay. And that was what actually, to me, killed it, because all the mosques, churches, everybody was doing theater. Everybody was doing theater.
And it wasn't of quality.
The quality was not there anymore.
Right.
It was just about the crowd going. When you are in a church or mosque, you have 150, 20, 200 people. When you do a play, all of them come there.
Okay.
So it was not about the quality.
All right. So you do have your production here. Of course, you register your company. And, what have you done with it here in the United States?
In 2009, I started the Sierra Theatre Productions.
Okay.
And my reason for doing that was I wanted to bring Sierra Leone theatre, our culture, to our people here, especially for the children that are born here, because all what we do is to, before at that time, going to parties and you see all the kids running up and down. We don't teach them about where we come from. Sierra Leoneans are the only people who will look at their kids born here and say, no, no, touch a modern America, picking.
America, yeah.
And they can't go salon serve. You see, the Spanish, when they have their kids, they speak Spanish to them.
Yeah.
We will talk Creole. You understand? So I decided to bring our culture here and let our kids see us. Let them see themselves in us when we do this stuff, so that they will become interested. I see our kids all the time sitting down watching Disney and all this stuff. Not that we don't have the talent, we do, but we don't show it to them. So they are not interested in us. They are interested in what they see on television. So that was why I started this Sierra Theatre Productions. And true to what I said, the kids started becoming interested. And, I did the first play, True Friendship, at the Lee Center for Performing Arts in Virginia, and then it was done at the Voice of America before we got a call from John F. Kennedy Center for Performing Arts in Washington, D.C.
That's
one of the
big.
biggest theater auditoriums in the world.
That is big.
We took Sierra Leone theater for the first time there, and people were sitting on the floor. The then ambassador of Sierra Leone, Buakei Stevens, was there. He opened it up. It was live all over the world. It was live. It was filmed live all over the world. It is still on the website. Okay. And with that, we also got a call to go and do a performance at the Smithsonian Museum for African American Arts and Culture. I wrote a 3-part series called The Long-Awaited Return, how our people were taken here, and then some of them are going back now free, and the kind of reception they will receive when they go back home. We also do the play in New York and all this. But, like you said, how have we taken it? Sponsorship is not there. It was always a one-man business. You spend your money, and you have to cajole the people to come there. And then after that, what happened? You started, as soon as this whole thing starts getting popular, within the circle, you started getting backbites from even the people that you called to come and work. And at the end of the day, I said, you know what? Let me cool down.
Yeah, it is like a break. It is what it is.
Yeah, we can still come back.
All right. Don't go anywhere. I'll be right back after this.
So let's watch the Real Talk with Leone TV show by our very own daughter of Sierra Leone, Keister.
Welcome back to Real Talk with Leone TV show. If you walked in, yes, it's him, David Vandy, the popular. There's no way to talk about salon entertainment and not mention him. He's here doing big things. Voice of America, African Beat. That's him. You want an interview? You got to holler at me, though. You know what I'm saying? You cannot go directly to him. You got to come through me. But anyways, it's really nice having you here. We're talking about, of course, his acting. We already spoke about Voice of America. Now, we're taking it to the church. Pastor David Buakei Vandy.
Yeah, no sweat.
Oh, yeah.
You know
what I'm saying? Of course. Let me ask this question, though. Being a pastor, is it a calling or it's a money-making thing for you?
For me, it was a calling.
Okay.
What I have done in life is not about money.
Okay.
Because if it was for that, I would have been a very rich man.
The church, there's money in the church right now.
Yes, there's money in there.
Okay.
There's money in there. Mm-hmm. But for me, it was like you say, certain things, anything you talk, life and death is in the tongue, is in the power of the tongue.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
When I was coming up, I used to tell myself, even as a big man now, I used to tell myself, I said, man, look like say I get for be pastor. But sometimes I don't old after I am old and grey and all this, and then maybe I'll go into it. Mm-hmm. Not knowing that, probably God was listening to me. So one day, I was at another church in Virginia. I was an elder in the church. And then I got this call from Maryland, across state. Mm-hmm. There were two pastors there. They passed now. They're late. Apostle Kofi Akakpo and Pastor Romatu Akakpo. So they had a church in Maryland, and they were supposed to go to travel. And they called me to say, hey, David, you know, we're going out. We've been praying. We're looking for somebody to just
take
be
over.
Caretaker of the church.
Caretaker, okay. Mm-hmm.
But our prayers have been directed to you. I said, I said, I'm not saying I go to church. But that's yeah. So I said, okay, let's talk about that later. 2 days after that, they call again. And the same thing, I said, you know what, okay, you know what, you talk to my pastor. We can talk about that later because I just wanted to dismiss them. Mm-hmm. And then they went ahead and talked to my pastor. And after 1 week, and they gave me another call. I said, okay, can you come over? We need to talk to you. So it was on a Thursday evening, and I went there. And the congregation was there. They had a Thursday evening service. And after talking and praying and all this stuff, they introduced me to the church as the person who is going to be in charge of the church while they're gone. And they gave me the keys to the building. And they told the congregation, this is Brother David Vandy. He's going to be here, so give him the same respect as us. And I asked them, I said, who is going to preach? He said, it's up to you.
Oh, wow.
This is direction we had when we prayed. So this is your church. That was how I got into this.
Okay.
And it was a December of 2016 when Christmas Eve fell on a Saturday, Christmas Day on a Sunday. You know that if Christmas Day falls on a Sunday, New Year's is going to fall on a Sunday. And then you have New Year's Eve. So I started calling all my pastor friends. I had a lot of pastor friends. And nobody was picking up because everybody was busy with their own church. So I had no choice.
And you started preaching.
I had to preach. And so I started going into it. And the people came back in January, late January. They did not even take their pulpit. They said, no.
Just continue.
Just continue doing what you're doing. We were taking the back seat. And then on the 3rd of February 2017, I lost Davida, my first daughter.
May her soul rest in peace.
At 27 years old. It's as if God ripped a part of inside me. And when I buried Davida, I went back to church. And I said, if this is a test that you're testing me, God, I said, I'm going to pass it because I did not ask you for this. I was sitting down doing my own stuff, and it was you who called me. And so if you call me to this, don't leave me. Hold my hand and teach me what to do. So that's why I said it was not about money. It was about the calling that I accepted. And since I have accepted it, I told him, I said, I will not look back.
And you haven't looked back at all?
No.
So do you prophesy?
I teach the word.
You teach the word, okay.
I love to teach.
Okay.
You see, prophecy, you don't know when it's going to come to fruition.
True.
If God gives it to me, I will say it.
You say it.
But I'm not going to tell everybody in the church, hey, come today, I'm going to prophesy to you. No. Because that is what we do now. Everybody who comes, you have prophecy for. If it is 100 people, how can you have prophecy for 100 people at the same time?
I know, right? But
So me, I just love to teach.
Okay. With church and the gospel, especially in Sierra Leone, I know when you left, of course, you were doing radio and then an actor, but now you are a pastor. There's so much drama in the gospel industry. You know, and I'm thinking this is supposed to be really cool. Like, they're serving God. Everybody's supposed to work together, but I think they're worse than even...
tell me about it.
You know what I mean? What do you think is the issue, though? Because I'm really trying to get into it. Like, I want to know. Especially the fact that, you know, with pastors, it's more like, you go to David's church, don't come to my church. If you're going to sing over there, don't do this, don't do that. It's a whole lot.
I have asked myself that question before. And I have worked with a lot of them, even here.
Okay.
You see, I told them, even when I was back home in Sierra Leone, I became the youngest leader of the men's fellowship in my church, at the Bama Church at John Street. So when I came here, what I saw here with, I don't know about Sierra Leone now, you're there, just like you're saying. But it's greed.
Okay.
And everybody think that this is their profession. You see, when you think about it as a profession, it is different. And if you have to let it be a calling and not a profession.
I agree.
When you make it a profession, you are scared that other people are coming to take your job. But when it is a calling, you are open because you are a pastor, you are a shepherd. What you're supposed to do is to guide the people. You are supposed to be their covering. And not that they're not supposed to be your competition.
Right.
Young people should grow. But these days, pastors don't allow the young to grow. As soon as you want to start excelling in the church in a particular area, they start stamping on you.
Yep.
Because they're scared, they feel that, oh, this boy, or this is here, it looks like it's not in a position. Somebody told me that here in America, said me one take in church. You understand? But then I was not even thinking about that. A lady came and the lady prophesied that you are going to have a following. You have a large following and people are going to follow you. You are a leader.
To you?
Yes.
So that's what he heard?
That's what she heard.
Oh, okay.
And the next time is, you want to take me to church. You understand?
Right.
So you should not make it a profession. It is not. It is a calling. When you have the calling of God upon your life, you're not scared of anything or anybody.
Right.
You can teach anybody. You have to let people grow. But these days, some pastors, as soon as they see you in that light, you don't become their enemy. Number one. Here in America, they fight every day. And you will see them tomorrow. If you see them now, they can be talking to themselves and smiling. Oh, yeah. As soon as they turn their back, they start gossiping themselves. That's why I said, for those of us who God is calling now, we have seen it all. Like me, I have nothing to lose. I've seen it all. That's why, and our people will say, oh, not to this nine calling, not to that God calling. Who are you? Are you God? To tell somebody that is not what God called him to do?
Exactly.
God is the one that calls people. Who are you to come and judge the person? Saul was an assassin. He was killing Christians. He was on his way to Damascus to kill more Christians when he encountered God. And he became one of the greatest apostles in the Bible. You understand? So, should those Christians at that time say, oh, this time they kill people, they will not go Allah? And I tell you, the pastors, we have become the most dangerous instruments in Christendom. Why I'm saying that, it is because when a pastor makes a mistake, it is the pastors that are going to start spreading the bad news.
The other pastors.
The other pastors. Instead of them rallying around this person and pray for the person or see how they can get this person to come back to realization, it is them that are spread. The other day I said, I am not a Muslim. I've never been a Muslim. But I said, when have you ever seen a Muslim cleric going on social media and blasting other Muslim clerics? Even if they have a small boy that knows the Quran and he can recite the Quran and he can interpret their dreams and all this stuff, they are going to honor that one. But with the pastors, they will kill that gift in you. And as soon as something goes wrong with you, they are going to be the first person to go on social media and start telling everything about you, the whole world about you.
Because they're threatened, like you said, they just think you're going to, you want to take their jobs and things like that with greed and everything.
Like I don't want anybody's job.
Yeah. You have a calling, so exactly, so you're good with that. All right, so where's your church?
We have, the church is in Woodbridge, the Glory of God Sanctuary, where I'm assistant pastor. Okay. But, during the pandemic, God gave me another vision. He gave me a vision to start an online radio and television for Christian broadcast. And I opened the Vandy Christian Network, which is online. I have a radio station and a TV station, but it's running online. We have a channel on YouTube. We're working on all the modalities to do the launch and everything. And I tell you, I am so fulfilled because that was a message. People are saying, "Oh, David, you're so popular. You don't know broadcasting for long. Why you not left fan open?" I said, that is not the message that I got. The message that I got is God wants me to use the talent that I have, the broadcasting talent, to use it to propagate his message. But thereby bringing other Christian pastors, gospel singers to come together under that roof and spread the message. Okay. So I have the Vandy Christian Network that I founded, that every day, like before coming here, I was in the studio, the network studio, where
you were just
I was
recording,
putting programs together.
So at the same time, every Sunday you had the
every
church.
Sunday I'm there, and during the week we have other programs that are coming up.
Like that. All right.
You know.
All right, cool. Don't go anywhere, because I'll be back after this.
So let's watch the Real Talk with Leone TV show by our very own daughter of Sierra Leone, Keister.
We're almost at the end of the show. Of course, this is Real Talk with Leone TV show. If you just walked in, why did you miss it? I'm here with David Vandy. Oh, let me go back. Pastor David Vandy. We'll talk about the pastoral side of things, of course, the acting side and everything else. He's been in broadcasting for over 30 years. Now, David, I want us to talk about the entertainment industry. When you were there years ago before you came to America, and now, what do you think is the issue? Do you see a difference? Do you think we're moving up, we're on the same floor, or we're just going backwards?
I am not there. I've not been there for almost 20 years now.
Okay.
But I follow everything.
Right.
Because even at the Voice of America, I made sure when I started the African Beat, there is not a day since 2006 that Sierra Leone music is not playing internationally on the radio. Okay. I make sure I do that. Back then, when we talk about the entertainment, people always look at music. Because that is where all the noise is. They're forgetting the actors, they're forgetting the drama and all this stuff. Right. They just focus on the music. So let's look at that aspect, because if we talk about
I'm talking about the whole entertainment.
Oh, you're talking about the whole entertainment.
Movies. Well, right, it's a lot of issues. The movie sector.
There are a lot of issues.
Music, a lot of issues. Theater is not really happening right now, but it just, let me say, music and movies.
Movies have taken over.
Yeah.
Well, to me, from what I'm seeing, what I've seen all those years, there's been a lot of improvement, especially in the film industry. With music again, there has been some improvement. You see, I can remember when I was back home, when I started what we call, I created a program called Salon Top 10. I was the first person to create that show. Okay. Salon Top 10 plays. And when I was general manager at Sky Radio, from 6 a.m. in the morning to 12 noon, anybody who plays any foreign music on that radio, you are fired.
We need you back in Sierra Leone for that. I'm just kidding. Go ahead.
Serious. So everybody was Sierra Leone music, tuning in the cars everywhere. So the music, it booms. And music, when you play it constantly, it sweetens. Yeah. It becomes sweet to your ears. You enjoy it. You start enjoying it. Not all songs come out the first time and they become a hit. But when you listen to it, yes. Yeah. That's why foreign music are so popular in our circle, because we play them like every day, and that is what we listen to every day. You understand? And so it was going up. And it went up, and after some time, everything just collapsed. It collapsed because when I was sitting there, I was saying, one of the reasons is that nobody wants to take advice anymore. The artist thinks that they're all superstars when they're nobody. By the time they have one keyboard and they knock 2-3 beats, and then they put it on YouTube and they have 1,000 views, they say, I'm a superstar, walking like this now. If you talk to themselves, they're not a listen. And most of them becomes very disrespectful even when you try to advise them. And like I said earlier, the arts is discipline. I think what we lacked is discipline. So we are not disciplining ourselves enough, and that is bringing everything down. Even in your home, if you don't discipline your kids, you also go turn dirty box.
True.
So as artists, in the entertainment industry, first of all, we have to be disciplined. You understand?
Mm-hmm.
Let people say what they want to say about. I don't want to call names, but I will pick him out. Like Emerson.
Okay.
You see, Emerson, he's a very disciplined guy.
Yes, he is.
Very disciplined. That's why he's in his corner, and when he's ready, he comes out.
Now, not making no one no stress.
And no one knows stress. But he's disciplined.
Right. Mm-hmm.
And that is taking him to another level. You understand? And humility. Like I said, our people in the entertainment industry, because 2-3 people talk to them, they feel say they don't turn superstars, so nobody knows for talk to them again. You know? So to me, it's like now what I am seeing, there has been improvement, even in the music and the quality of the music. And even our videos. And the only thing about our videos, especially our music videos, that for me, even at the Voice of America, we cannot get them to be aired, is that they're very explicit. Especially with the females, most of them are always virtually naked. And, in music, we have what we call X-rated. You know that. And so even in your music, you have to do radio edit if you want it to be played on certain radio station.
But, I mean, they say with entertainment now, sex sells. You know what I mean? So everybody's trying everybody's trying to be Beyonce, everybody's trying to be the Teresa Savage. I mean, they want to be sexy, they want to look good.
Yeah.
So I think that's what it is. We just feel like we were lacking that. So is that really affecting them on the Voice of America? Because everywhere else,
it is. To me,
look at all the, the Cardi B's and all these people.
But the quality of the videos and even the music now, I see a lot of improvement.
Definitely.
That I can give to them. And even in the movies that we do now, I saw some movies from, what's it called? Lima's Diary?
Yeah.
That person who is the producer, he's good. Because you see quality in their work. I've seen movies from Jimmy, Desmond, Finney, my brother, and very good quality movies are coming out of the country. So to me, I think we just need to give some more encouragements, especially the private sector, because everything should not be government.
True.
If the private sector can come in, all these countries that are saying, making all this, it's the private sector. It's not government. Government can come in when the time is right. You understand? That is why most times I tell people, I say, me, when I was in Sierra Leone at this salon, I don't go beg to nobody. I had to find my own work. Every work that I have done, I found it myself. So not to all tell you, go, she just say, no, it doesn't work like that. You have to put yourself into something that will improve your life. And then people will look at you and say, yes, this person is going somewhere. Let's see how we can, like you said, we just have to keep doing.
We just have to keep doing and keep going.
Yeah, gotta keep going.
All right, cool. So do you see a future for movies
Yes.
and music?
Yes.
All right.
I see a lot of future for, even here in the States, before we go, please. We used to have concerts and other shows and all this stuff. I was fortunate to attend Menace the General's show. And I think that is one good example that other artists should follow. It is not, when you say you are going to appear in a show, let the audience see that this person on that stage is a completely different person than the person that we just talk around here just now.
Yeah.
Because you are, Michael Jackson will not go on stage with his regular attire and then just go and perform. When he goes on stage, he's going prepared. And that was what MDG did. He was well prepared for the show. And so if we get ourselves prepared for the show, then we'll make a headline.
Definitely.
Because when you have something like that, when a video like that is going to come out, I'm telling you, even the top international guys are going to start looking at us.
I mean, those videos, you don't understand, they went viral so fast. That's how you know people do want to support. They just want quality. Everybody's talking about minutes. Like right after that, even my phone, they know I was here, everybody, send minutes in number, send minutes in number. Right then, they're not saying no, I can't tell minutes in manager. When you look at the ass, because everybody wants to talk to minutes, you know? So for me, I was happy because I'm like, you know what, people are starting to accept quality. So that should be an example, like
Yes.
you just said.
Yes.
If you're gonna do something, go toe to toe.
Do it right.
If not, that me at the fly car America back, I can't know the artist them.
Do it
but
right.
guess what? Some of the artists, you know what they said to me? When they do show, if we're not ready, wait till we don't see. You know, they were excited as well. And then right after that, Youngster had a show, everybody went to support. So you know what he did? He did set the bar.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That was a concert. With all
That
the
was a
investment,
concert.
It was
exactly.
a concert.
It was a concert.
I had a blast. I mean, man, it's impressive. I know they work for, so the way me work for menace. Menace on me, but anyway, even you go to stage all, we were all there. But you know,
you're a pastor. Can you go there? I said, of course.
so
You know
let
why?
me charge menace boku money for that, Andy.
No, charge him boku
Yeah.
money.
But anyways, we will left that.
He's my guy.
Oh, all right. No.
He's
no,
my guy.
But definitely, I mean, I was so happy for him because I know how far he has come. And then now, guess what? People are talking about him.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, even in Sierra Leone, he's here. Sierra Leone. The Kweden can say in a saloon. They play.
They play.
Because even the pictures, like you said, the acting, everything, like he came prepared. He did not come as that menace who's around just acting a fool or whatever. Now, he came as an artist, like, I am here. I am Ministry General. You know what I mean? But it's good. And I just hope you're here. I'm not. I was just fortunate to be here. I hope you're able to just get the artists together, because that's another thing here. A lot of drama. And make sure whoever's doing something, you know, I mean, just volunteer your time. Just do it. Make sure it just comes out right, because I think that will help every one of us.
Yeah, well,
You know, I mean, I'm asking
I
you on
agree.
TV.
I agree.
Like,
I
I am
agree.
literally talking to you to say, please don't leave them hanging, because you have the experience.
I agree.
It
I
comes with a
agree.
lot of experience.
I agree.
You know
And,
what I mean?
I've been doing that, and
Okay.
from what you've said again today, I'm going to continue doing that.
All right.
I'm going to continue.
Thank you.
And just the last thing is, I just want to mention an artist that is not well.
Okay.
This young man is called Jay Sanko. Menace brought Jay Sanko to me. I didn't know him.
Okay.
But he's the guy who did the song I'm Alive, the Corona song that Menace, Succulent, Daddy Saj, and Rahim the Wiz had all performed in. He sent me a video this morning about his illness. His kidneys are all packed up, and he's going through dialysis. And he's asking for love and support. What I'm saying here is, we should not wait until the life is sucked out of him and then we want to make the biggest funeral. I think this is a time for us as entertainers,
Come together.
as people, to come together and support a brother. Let us support this brother. Let us save his life when he needs it. If you want to see that man on stage, even when he's sick, I never knew he was sick. When he's on stage performing, it's like his life, he's so energetic. Not knowing that immediately after that, he's going back into the hospital. Oh, no. Yeah. So my only appeal on your show, Ellen, is for people to see this young man, Jay Sanko, and see how we can come together to help. Let us don't wait until the life is done in him. And then we want to say, we're going to give him a befitting funeral. Give him a befitting life.
Yes.
So that his family can enjoy, his children can enjoy him. That's all I got to say. Thank you for having me.
I pray everybody comes on board, coming from Pastor Vandy. Please help for everyone else with him. You know, I pray he gets well soon. And of course, all people around. Thank you so much for coming here, chilling with me, talking to me. I appreciate it. And I just wish you all the best in everything that you're doing. Don't forget to keep me in your prayers as well, because you're not easy.
Not easy.
But it is what it is. Definitely, you're not going to leave my set without, you know, getting a gift from me to you.
Wow.
You know what I mean? Yes. Make sure you look at it every day, and just, every time you see it, just say, Papa God, bless Eileen. May God, beaucoup
Money.
Amen.
Yeah.
All right.
Well, I tell you, this is a marvelous gift. The only thing I was expecting to receive
What?
that is not part of this gift is this pillow that traveled all the way from Sierra Leone to come.
My special pillow, David Van Tiffany pillow.
Thank you for having me today.
Oh, you're welcome.
Yeah.
I don't want to go. It's been fun. It's been great. And of course, I'm honored to be next to Pastor David Vandy. I've been your host today, Ellen Keister. Till next week. Bye. Till next week. Bye.